What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who wants to fuck? That's right. Welcome back to Degreelessness, the best channel with the least subscribers. I'm your host, Shanghai Pete, the people's champion, and I want to thank you so much for chilling with us tonight. It's Borderlands 3 release week, so you know that it's been a total clusterfuck in general, and regrettably, that means that yet again we do not have time for a main story because there's just so much dumb shit to go over. So let's get deep inside it and chop it up. First off, let's just get this out of the way. Unfortunately, looks like we must take a minute to talk about PewDiePie. This dude is in the news again because he decided to donate to the ADL and then retracted that donation when a bunch of his fans, and rightfully so in my opinion, pointed out that this was a monstrously hypocritical move. Like Ninja or Barney the Dinosaur, I view this dude as just another children's entertainer, and also like Ninja or Barney the Dinosaur, I've never watched their fucking content and I never will watch it. I'm an adult. It's not that I necessarily don't like PewDiePie or something, it's just that he's completely irrelevant to me. If for whatever reason up until now you've remained blissfully unaware of this shit feast, here's the TLDR of it. For his 100 sub celebration, PewDiePie, as a thank you to his fans, though how this is a thank you I couldn't possibly imagine, he donated like 50 grand to the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, and then a lot of his fans freaked the fuck out. Now, why, you might be asking? I mean, aside from the fact that that's purely just a selfish move for PR and not a thank you to fans to begin with, why would they freak out? Well, the answer is because the ADL, while admittedly, sometimes they're responsible for some non-heinous things. What they usually are doing, however, is shit like getting YouTube channels shut down or otherwise demonetized. So in light of this very reasonable and frankly pretty fucking predictable backlash, PewDiePie backed out and recanted the donation. Which, while like I get it, it's like, man, pick a fucking side, G. You just look like a coward. Anyway, it probably doesn't need to be said, but again, I couldn't give a fuck about what this guy does, and honestly, like many of you, I would be endlessly pleased if I never heard anything from or about him ever again. That being said, it is a clusterfuck of fake news and other ridiculous nonsense, so here's a few quick facts for those of you feeling masochistic enough to want to be tortured by hearing me continue to talk about this useless bullshit. So, number one, you may have seen a bunch of shit about, oh god, he's wearing a shirt with an iron cross in it in his announcement video or whatever. These people are fucking retarded. The iron cross is not, nor has it ever been, a Nazi symbol. Anyone who can use Google or attended any high school history class would know that, even blue checkmark fuckboys. Number two, I do not believe that he is a racist. I believe he's a rich idiot and a try-hard edgy boy, but those aren't the same thing. I do believe that he says stuff like the N-word, however, off camera. You don't accidentally say something like that in anger unless it's part of your normal vocabulary. So if that's a word that's so close to the tip of your tongue that it can accidentally come out when you're pissed off or something, that means you say it pretty commonly, all right? So, you know, don't get it twisted. However, again, I don't think that simply saying that word makes you a racist, especially in this day and age. It's more likely that anytime you hear shit like that, it's from retards trying to be edgy on the internet. It's not from actual racists. Number three, the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, while not entirely shitty, as I mentioned before, they are directly responsible for the mass culling and demonetization of many YouTube channels. That is why someone like him, with the second largest channel on all of YouTube, looks like a hypocritical fucking asshole by donating to them. So, in case any of you were confused about why that was, that's the reason. And lastly, number four, dude, can we all just be honest? He just wanted to get back in the good graces of some advertisers, and they probably said you need to donate a certain amount to the ADL so we can justify fucking with you. Like, PewDiePie, gee, you wanted to get down and dirty with the culture war idiots, and this is what you get. You're reaping what you sow. Sorry, no sympathy. And next up, we do, of course, have the whole Borderlands release clusterfuck. And regrettably, we must touch on this sea of madness swirling around it. The shitty PC port, the DRM issues, all of it. Now, just so we're clear, I really liked Borderlands 1, a lot. I also really liked Borderlands 2. But at this point, after all the Randy Pitchford and Epic Game Store bullshit, I really don't know if I can be fucked to care about Borderlands 3. Like, man, yes, of course they fucked it with DRM. Obviously, I'm sorry, but I'm not surprised by that. Its PC release was botched and fucked, exhibiting tons of performance issues and upstream problems. I don't know who is surprised by this. Why does everyone insist on not believing that this company doesn't give a fuck about them? They really don't. Trust me, they really fucking don't. They're gonna do what every AAA developer does these days, which is whatever they can get away with. Whether that's giving the Epic Game Store an exclusive deal, stuffing it full of upstream hogging DRM, or not properly optimizing the PC release. In case you needed more evidence, this is what it looks like when a company doesn't give a fuck. Maybe you'll believe us this time when we say it. I'm not now, nor will I ever buy this game, and to be honest, I don't know, I don't think I really give a fuck about it at all. To be fair though, it is entirely possible that most of my general apathy towards it is because I'm past the point in my life where me and my friends will kill a bottle of Adderall grinding in Borderlands over the course of an entire week or something. So now I don't know, I just look at it as another FPS by a greedy dev that doesn't give a fuck about their customers. The raging nonsense doesn't stop there though, because just when you thought it was ridiculous enough, the clown seaman that is Randy Pitchford needs to get on Twitter and start ranting about how it's super successful and the Epic Game Store is better than Steam. Now, my own displeasure with not only the Epic Game Store but also Steam is well known. However, dude, how can you talk about how all the great numbers that the Epic Game Store is doing? There's no other numbers to compare it with. That was the only place people could purchase a PC release of the fucking game. Alright? Now, of course, though, he was trying to justify this by comparing those Epic Game Store numbers for Borderlands 3 to the numbers that Borderlands 2 did 7 years ago when the gaming landscape was completely different and maybe less than a third the size that it is now. Of course it sold better. There are no actual numbers to compare it to. You are fucking retarded, Randy Pitchford. And you know how I know that? Because I wanted to buy it. I'm a Borderlands fan. I'm your audience. But I didn't buy it. You know why? Because I refused to use the fucking Epic Game Store, and there was nowhere else that I could get a copy of for PC. So I didn't buy it. That doesn't mean the Epic Game Store is successful or a worthwhile platform, only that it's managed to force everyone to use it. Everyone that's willing to, anyway, which certainly does not include me. So, Randy, my G, stop shilling. Just for once in your useless, miserable, pathetic, embarrassing life, just stop. It's transparent, everyone knows exactly what you're doing, and no one believes a word out of your fucking mouth. Not for 1 second. You have better luck trying to convince us that you had that video of that girl squirting on your USB flash drive because you thought it was an impressive magic trick. Jesus, like, who the fuck says shit like that out loud with the expectation that people are gonna believe it? And also that goes double for every outlet jizzing all over themselves in a rush to slob the fucking Borderlands 3/Take-Two knob. At best, it's another Borderlands game, which admittedly is good, but nothing incredible. And at worst, it's just another unfinished, overmarketed pile of hype garbage. Hooray. Oh, and speaking of garbage, recently the Final Fantasy VII Remake just got another trailer. And of course, predictably, everyone is jerking themselves off about it. Perhaps you thought maybe things would have changed. Perhaps you thought maybe if they showed some more fancy graphics, we'd all forget. Perhaps you even thought Squeenix may have changed their release plans to something resembling reasonable. Nope, nope, and motherfucking nope, kids. I'll say it again. The remake, it does look fantastic. Looks fucking incredible. But unfortunately, how a game looks is far from my primary concern. Especially if the final product of that game is a gutted live service pile of fuck garbage that bears only a passing resemblance to the game that we know and love that it is supposedly a faithful recreation of. Now, I wouldn't think that I'd need to explain this or point this out, but I guess it bears repeating. You can't have a faithful recreation of a game if you do not include the entire fucking game. This is so basic that if it weren't for the positively abysmal state of video gaming right now, I would struggle to even believe that people didn't understand this. Holy fuck, everyone's a retard, G. I don't know what to tell you. Speaking of the positively abysmal state of the video games industry, Anthem. Oh, BioWare. Oh, it's a mess. We got a new blog post from the Anthem live service guy recently, and first of all, they open it by saying that there's been an increase in player engagement with the Cataclysm. Right off the gate, I already know that you're lying. There's simply not a chance that that's true. Fuck you. This guy goes on to say that we appreciate the response and support. It's what motivates us to continue to improve Anthem. Oh, that's what motivates you to continue to improve it? Not, well, I don't know, the fact that it's your fucking job and people already paid money for this bullshit? What are you even trying to say? They go on to state that they don't have any news today to share about the long-term changes that they're bringing to Anthem. Yeah, except for the news that those changes begin with canceling the rest of the changes. That's right, the whole Axe format that has been basically the placeholder for everything that they're doing on the roadmap has now been scrapped in favor of quote-unquote seasonal events that they think players will really enjoy. Well, fuck me, that sounds specific and encouraging. God damn it, it's so sad. And then they end all this by saying that we want to be transparent. Man, I do not envy the guy who has to make these fucking posts. Well, actually, maybe I do. I mean, it seems like he doesn't actually have to do anything. Just write shit posts all day. I already do that for free. Well, and I mean, we all know how I do like to be the guy to say I told you so, and I definitely told you that this game was fucking DOA. So far, BioWare is doing nothing to prove me wrong. And also, at what point did this game become a paid subscription? Did I misread that? They're actually forcing people to pay a sub for this? Even after they've made the initial purchase of the game? That is fucking bold. And lastly, just to wrap things up and attempt to end on a happy note, because TGS just happened, we did get a lot of gameplay footage from a bunch of shit. Most notably, Death Stranding. This does continue to look fucking sick as hell, but I mean, I still have no idea what kind of game it is. I am willing to give Kojima the benefit of the doubt here, so basically I'm on board until I see something that fucking ruins it, which could be never, or it could be any fucking day now. So, we wait with bated breath. And with that, it's time to bring this episode of Degreelessness to a close. Thank you for chilling with us. We love you today, and we love you all the way. Remember to dislike the video and use the comment section down below to engage in the social media ritual of hating people together in public. And lastly, whatever you do, never subscribe to this toxic and hateful channel because I'm in Harry Smith's room at the Chelsea Hotel.